Once upon a time, there lived a wise Zen master named Tanzan, who was known for his spiritual wisdom and enlightenment. He was respected and revered by many, including the young monk who accompanied him on his journey. The journey began on a bright sunny morning with the two travelers setting out from their monastery. The young monk was filled with excitement and eagerness to learn from his master, and Tanzan was happy to share his knowledge and guidance. As they made their way through the lush green forest, Tanzan pointed out the beauty of nature, and the young monk learned to appreciate the simple things in life. The rustling of leaves, the chirping of birds, and the distant sound of a river all became moments of serenity and peace for the young monk. As they continued their journey, they came across fields filled with flowers of different colors and the sweet fragrance of blooming flowers. Tanzan spoke of the importance of being present in the moment and how nature can bring peace and happiness to those who are open to it. As the journey continued, the two travelers encountered a river that they needed to cross. The river was flowing strongly, and the young monk was apprehensive about crossing it. However, before they could even step into the water, they noticed a young woman who was trying to cross the river and was having a difficult time. The woman was struggling against the strong flow, and her distress was evident. Tanzan, who was known for his compassionate nature, felt sorry for the young woman and went over to offer his help. Without hesitation, Tanzan approached the young woman and said, "Let me carry you across." The young woman was initially hesitant, but with a gentle smile from Tanzan, she felt comfortable and allowed him to help. Tanzan lifted her up with ease and began to carry her across the river. Despite the strong flow, Tanzan remained calm and focused, determined to help the young woman reach the other side safely. As they approached the other side of the river, the young woman thanked Tanzan for his help. She was grateful for his kindness and compassion, and she felt relieved to have safely crossed the river. Tanzan smiled and gently put the young woman down on the other side of the river. He wished her well and continued on his journey with the young monk. Hours went by, and the young monk was still thinking about the encounter with the young woman. He couldn't help but ask Tanzan, "Master, why did you carry that woman across the river? We are supposed to avoid women, aren't we?" Tanzan replied with a gentle smile, "Oh, you mean the lady we encountered earlier? I put her down hours ago. Why you are still carrying her in your mind?" The young monk was taken aback by Tanzan's word and realized that he was still thinking about the woman. Tanzan, the wise Zen master, continued to explain to the young monk the nature of the mind and the importance of being mindful. He began by emphasizing that many people struggle in life because they don't understand the nature of the mind. He explained that when one focuses on what they don't want, that becomes the main content of their mind. This creates a vicious cycle of negative thoughts, which can lead to unhappiness and suffering. The young monk was puzzled and asked Tanzan how to overcome this struggle. Tanzan replied that being a monk or a brahmachari was not about avoiding women, but rather committing to something higher in life. He compared it to climbing a mountain, where one's focus should be on reaching the summit and the foothills become irrelevant. He emphasized that if one tried to dodge the foothills, they would never reach the peak. Tanzan then went on to explain that the key to living a life of peace and happiness is to be mindful and to focus on the present moment. He said that by doing so, one could free themselves from the burdens of their mind and live a life filled with compassion and peace. He emphasized that true compassion lies in helping others without any expectation or attachment. The young monk was deeply moved by Tenzan's word and realized that he could truly live a life of peace and happiness. The story teaches us that we often carry burdens in our minds, such as negative thoughts, worries, and attachments that prevent us from experiencing true happiness and inner peace. By focusing on the present moment and letting go of these burdens, we can free ourselves from suffering and find true happiness.